Before I knew God, I was wounded and I was ill. I was a blasphemous opponent. I was a child of wrath. I was an outcast that cast stones. Before I released them, I was so filled with hatred that when God tried to reveal himself to me, my hatred prevented me from seeing him. I was whatever the world told me I was. Pothead and drug addict, useless and problematic. I wanted acceptance so badly that around its fingers the world had me. I was a spiritual adulterer, a judgmental grudge holder, hateful murderer, an envious scolder. I was sexually immoral. I was a self-pleaser. I was a lustful liar. I was a cheater. I was a quarrelsome babbler, unfaithful backstabber. I was disobediently rebellious and an ungodly zealot. I was self-indulging. I was profane. I was blind. I was lame. I was a wanderer, motionlessly moving through a life that I didn't even understand. I hated myself and let my sins define who I am. I was a slave who was enslaved to the grave, and I was a zombie, for I was living without life, and I was a depressed, apathetic soul, and life never seemed to be a part of my appetites, and the night seemed so much more attractive than this Jesus who they called light. I never saw that this Jesus was so in love with an ill-stricken orphan named Christ. See? Then this Jesus tells me he wants to change my name. I ask him why. And he tells me that he sees so much in me, and despite what I've been called, or what I've done before, that it's not my identity. He reaches down and grabbing my hand, tells me that he's so in love with me, and calls me his friend, and tells me that he was never my enemy. He calls me this: you are light. For a city on a hilltop cannot be hidden. You are salt. For when you were spit out of God's mouth, I restored your taste and your sins were forgiven. You were adopted. For when the world failed to love, I loved sacrificially. You were righteous. For my blood covers you. So now when God sees you, he remembers me. You are holy. For I chose you out of all creation to make my dwelling place. You are good. For you are intricately woven and fearfully and wonderfully made. You are secure. For my life was slain and perfection was blood-stained, so your life could be saved. Through you I am seen, and your plate was wiped clean, all thanks to Elohim. You are my bride, for I married you with holy matrimony. You are my sisters and my brothers, for I was there when the world left you lonely. You are servants, for you are a reflection of me, and I came to serve and love, and only I can define who you are, for you have been bought with my blood. In grace, I fall on my knees, for the perfect Lamb becomes my advocate. And in grace, my sins he eradicated. Who is this man who calms my storms with such love, gentleness, kindness, and mercy? Who is this man who listens to my cries when the world ignored me? Who is this man who can change not only my name, but my entire identity? Who is this man who became the curse for me and hung upon a tree and did so willingly? I am Jesus. And I am your identity in its entirety. All of your iniquities, they died for me. I am yours and you are mine, and I am in you and you are in me now. Just like me, go forth and give life and give it abundantly by grace, and through faith you have been set free. I have given you life, and I am your entire identity.